Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to this video, guys. I will say again, this is Friday, and Fridays, as you guys know, is where I have my Juma image on. Right, so my Imam was on. Thobe, it's actually a new thobe I got from Makkah. What do you guys think of it? It's a bit baggy. I need to get my mom to fix it up. Yeah, it's a bit baggy, a bit loose. So I need to get it fixed up. The color is a bit green. Just before someone says, "Oh, what color is that?" It's a bit greenish, kind of dark green. I don't know what you guys call it. So this week I've been making my vlogs, and I think I'm getting better at them. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm getting better? Is it getting worse? Let me know, inshallah. And I need feedback from you guys, so I need to know how to improve them. Right. So you guys saying, "MashaAllah, I love your vlogs," is good. I like that, but I need more constructive feedback. Right. What kind of things do you think would be good? What kind of things maybe a bit boring in there? Let me know, inshallah, so I can improve these vlogs, because I want to make the vlogs as good as possible, beneficial for you guys at the end of the day. So for myself, obviously, I don't need to make vlogs for myself. So that's that, guys. Now, alaikum assalam, Abu Hafs, ahlan wa sahlan. Asif Munshi, ahlan wa sahlan. How are you, Ustad? I'm very good, thank you very much. How are you, my brother? Abu Bakr, wa alaikum assalam, Ustad. If there is a person who is ma'dhur in wudu sense and starts praying Asr a while before sunset due to some reason, as he was a late prayer 1 or 2 rakats before sunset, is prayer valid? Yes, because his wudu is only for a specific time. Yes, so there's like scope for the Asr one. There's like scope for that. Ihsan, wa alaikum assalam, ahla wa sahlan, my brother. Ahla wa sahlan, very well, thank you very much. How are you? And if someone has a bandage on a finger, he does masa on it and washes on the rest. But if he fears that washing the rest would lead to some water wash, then he doesn't have to. So he just has to wipe wet hand around it. I was wondering to what extent drawing animate objects beings is allowed. Previously, I believed that it would be forbidden exceptionally, especially humans. But recently, I heard that apparently it is allowed until one decides to draw a face. Yeah, so the scholars basically, there's a ikhtilaf amongst the scholars about this whole issue about drawing images. Yeah, so when it comes to drawing images, are images considered to be prohibited absolutely, all forms of images, or is it just 2D images and not 3D images? This is where scholars differ on these things. What the Hanafis generally say is that drawing images of something that's living and can live, like that thing can actually live, is absolutely impermissible if it's of a large size. If it's something which is small, right, then there is scope for it, a small little thing. Some of the Sahaba had rings with like these mosquitoes on it or something of that nature. Then there is permissibility there. And if it's as long as the facial features are not drawn, they say then that's fine. So if you draw like a silhouette of something or something without the facial features. And some of them have even, like contemporary ones, some of them have even allowed for educational purposes. So for educational purposes, that you're helping kids make books and drawings, there's some permissibility there. Maryam, alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I heard when a baby is born, adhan is given in his right ear and iqam is left ear. Is this correct? That's correct. Hasib, ahlan wa sahlan, Ustad. Unfortunately, I've got a blood test coming up. It scares me if I request to have a female doctor to do it. Am I sinful? Doctors do it rough. Yeah, I mean, men are usually okay. Yeah, so if there's only a female available, then it's fine. However, I mean, ideally, if there's males, then you should try to get male to do it. If you can, that is. Otherwise, it's fine. Alaikum assalam, ahla wa sahlan. A brother mentioned to me that clapping is impermissible. Is that any truth? No. If clapping is allowed, you're allowed to clap. So it's not something which is forbidden. There's a narration where the Prophet says, if the Imam makes a mistake in Salat, he said the people should alert him, should inform him. But how do you inform him in Salat? So he said the men do tasbih, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, and that way the Imam realizes he made a mistake. And the women, they do tasfiq, right? So they clap the back of their hands to inform the man. And then he said, at-tasfiqu lin-nisa wa tasbihu lil-rijal. Saying subhanallah is something men do, and clapping is something women do. That's what he said. Do you have any general guidelines for playing games and permissible regarding them? Aura is the main concern. As long as you don't strip naked when you're playing a game, And as long as you don't strip naked, as long as there's no gambling involved, there's no swearing, there's no abuse involved, then there's permissibility. Yeah, and the content of the game is not something which is explicitly permissible in Islam. Ahlan wa sahlan, Ibi, Jazakallah khair. This is my Jummah fresh look, guys. Jummah fresh look. Today I had a Jummah talk as well. Inshallah, I'll be uploading it onto Telegram. Inshallah, it was about preparation for Ramadan. Ihsan, you're welcome, my brother. What tea are you drinking? This is lemon tea. This is again another Turkish tea. This is a tea that my favorite brother Sufyan sent to me, mashallah. It's from Turkey. It's yellow, as you can see. Nice, look at that. Oh, actually, I'm not on Insta, am I? Yeah, actually, the people of Insta, I don't know if they prefer watching it on Insta or. 1 second, let me just go into. A lot of politics today, or this past few weeks, months. It's been Palestine, and then recently it's been Sudan, and then also Pakistan as well, elections. Ajib. Okay, going on to Instagram. Right, so if one, okay, let's see. Sometimes I have exams coming up. To keep breaks to a minimum, I delayed my Zuhr until maybe 15 minutes before Asr comes in. I do wudu and pray, wait for next 10 minutes to do, then do Asr when it comes in. I also sometimes do this for Maghrib and Isha. Yes, this is permissible. I mean video games, yeah. So video games, as long as there's no nudity in there or stuff like that, then you avoid it. If one oversleeps and misses Fajr, can they wait till they get up for Dhuhr and catch up? They can do that, but the ideal thing is, the Prophet ﷺ said, as soon as you remember that you missed a salat, you do it then. And this is considered to be obedience to Allah and His Messenger ﷺ. Okay, so we should try to fulfill the command ASAP, as soon as possible. Muhammad Budi, ahlan wa sahlan. Can you start making videos on Hidayat al-Nahu or Qasas Part 4? Not at the moment, my brother. In the future, maybe. Also, I didn't realize Imam Zufar bin Hudayl is the Mu'tamad in the Madhab in 13 Masail. Some say 13, some say 17, some say 21, some say more. In verse 124 of Surah Baqarah, do we have to read Ibrahim instead of Abraham? I don't know. Fresh look is top tier, Ustad. Ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan wa sahlan. Fresh look is a new thobe as well. New thobe I got. That's why maybe the new thobe is kind of making me look a bit more fresh today. So I don't know the verse 124, my brother H. Let me just have a check. Furqan. What are you saying, guys? What are you saying? Furqan 124. Ibrahim. No, we say Ibrahim. According to Hafs Qira'ah, we say Ibrahim. Yeah, in the whole Quran, we say Ibrahim. I've heard lots of people say many things on abortion from recognized Mufti's perspective. What is the official? So what I would suggest is search for the article by Maulana Salman Yunus. He's got everything detailed there. So the rule is you're not allowed to have an abortion unless there is a valid reason for it. That's the rule of the thumb. Alaikum assalam. I'm traveling. Can I do sunnah prayers if I was here for more than 3 days and more than 10 days? Yes, you can. You can do sunnah prayers, inshallah. As a traveler just has to do the fard. But some of the Hanafis say if you're staying at a particular location, you're not moving around, like at a hotel or someone's house, then you pray. You should try to pray the sunnahs as well. Is it wrong to sometimes strive for an Islamic teacher in order to not let them down? Does this conflict with something? No, it's fine. It's good. Yeah. So just like the Sahaba amongst themselves as well, amongst the Prophet ﷺ as well. So trying to strive. So this is actually part of motivation. Like Allah says in the Quran, فَلْيَتَنَافَسْ, compete with one another. So it's okay. Is it okay to do Khatam or Quran reading in phone app in Ramadan? Yes, of course. Totally fine. Sometimes I would like to perform longer salah, but my memorization of Quran is very small. I have heard one can hold the Quran. No, according to Hanafis, you can't. Is that it's okay, or can I have a Quran app on my note? According to Hanafis, no, wouldn't be able to. Maybe other madhabs, speak to other madhabs. I've made a video about this as well, reading from a Quran in Salat. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. Can you tell me a good place to get topis from? I don't know. So I get my topis at the moment from a company called Shukr. So Shukr is a company, online company. They'll be expensive, but they're probably the best ones that I can find. Otherwise, the other ones are all, inconsistent. Muallim, alaikum assalam. A person in his late 20s has missed many salahs, not sure how many, what to do. So what you can do is you can estimate roughly how much you've missed. So let's say from the age of 15, estimate how much you've missed, and then slowly start to make them up. Can one make wudu, and that would wudu be valid if one makes istinja with toilet paper after doing number one? Yes. As long as the urine has not gone over all the private area, then it's fine. You can use tissue, dry yourself, and then do wudu. Jazakallah. You're welcome, my brother Muhammad Woody. You're welcome. Alhamdulillah. So unfortunately, due to exams, I can't make your Sira session. Would have loved to. Will it be recorded, and can this be purchased? So you'll have to contact a Sufa. They'll be able to help you with that. Inshallah. Hopefully they should have it recorded. Do you have any other courses coming up throughout the year on site? At the moment, I don't really have anything in mind yet. But inshallah, there will be probably in October time. May Allah reward you. Ameen. May Allah reward you as well, my brother. I hope your Quduri is going well. In the whole Quran, we read Ibrahim only in Surah Baqarah. It says Ibrahim. I saw a video on YouTube, but I didn't know that before. Possibly a silly question, but are we obliged to send salutations upon the Prophet ﷺ when his first name Muhammad is mentioned, or when he is mentioned? So when the Prophet ﷺ is mentioned in whatever name he has or title, then we say salutations. Otherwise, if someone has the name Muhammad, say there's a guy called Muhammad Khalid, right, and you say his name, no, you don't say it. Just what I would suggest is, if you are ever stuck on how to recite something, what I would say, if you go online, you can actually go to Quran.com, and on there you can actually have an option where you click a word and it'll read the word for you how you're supposed to say it. Did you know Maulana Tariq Jamil came over? Yeah, I heard. Unfortunately, I'm working in the evening, so I wasn't able to go. Mufti, is there a khilaf in the manner of folding hands in salah, not where to place? I used to do two fingers. Yeah. So Hanafis has two positions. One is like this, and one is like this. The third position you're mentioning, some later Hanafis mentioned, you try to merge the two together because of hadith. Some hadith say Prophet ﷺ put one hand on top of the other, and some say that he held his arm. So some try to do like a merger in between, like that. I had a test yesterday. MashaAllah, I was watching a lot of your videos. Ahlan wa sahlan, MashaAllah. And did you manage to do well in the exam? Where do you get your thobes from? So my thobe, this is from Makkah. I actually bought it from Medina. Material is very nice, but unfortunately the size, these ready-made kind of sizes. I actually wanted to get it ready-made in Makkah, in Medina, but just timings and all that. So this is at the moment. I just get them ready-made ones. Yeah, so you roughly have a rough size, put it on, try it on, seems fine. Then I've got to adjust them. So I usually give it to my mum or my sister, and they do the adjusting. Okay, can you tell us if you have any qualification Qira'at Tajweed? No, I do not. I have studied Tajweed. I've studied books of Tajweed, and I've gone through the whole Quran, but I do not have ijazah in this recitation, but I don't have any specialization in Qira'ah. People were praying Asr, but in the early time, then the time according to the Ahnaf came in. Should I have joined, or was I correct in waiting and starting? Yes, waiting was fine. Buying clothes besides men not wearing silk or gold. I'm trying to dress better, basically, with a bit of style and not just a tracksuit joggers that are long a lot of younger guys wear. Ustad, are there any principles and rules on abide buying clothes? So just buy clothes that are not too tight on your body, that don't show your aura, and they are not transparent, and the colors are not such that will make you kind of seem odd. Yeah, like some funky colors. Otherwise, just what average person wears, that's fine. Arsalan wa alaikum assalam. Ahla wa sahlan, my brother. Although there is a lot of content in English for Islamic studies, when should one start adding an Arabic only class to schedule, even if understanding is not 100%? As soon as possible. I would say as soon as you can. Once you have studied the basics of a particular science, get into Arabic now. So if you study the basics of fiqh, you understand the chapter of Tahara, study the chapter of Tahara in Arabic now. So because because with the Arabic, you're going to focus more on Arabic in the beginning. So there's going to be more focus on Arabic, less on content. And then slowly, when you start to become more accustomed, you're going to focus more on content, and then the Arabic's going to just be natural to you, inshallah. Yeah, so by the way, in the beginning, those of you guys who missed out, or hit the like button as well. Make sure you give me feedback about the vlogs. Yeah, please. I need feedback. I need to tell them, because I need to think of ideas of how I'm going to do them. Because I want to try to make them more beneficial for you guys as well. So I'm trying to add in there, like for example, things I do at home, like cooking some breakfast or something, or maybe even add in some nasiha, a little bit of nasiha, a bit about books, my own personal journey with books. Let me know, inshallah, what you guys think. Matan Jazariya, etc. No, I didn't study Matan. I studied a book called Al-Burhan. It's a very classical book. It's a tajweed book, Al-Burhan. This whole issue with our sisters wearing coats over their abayas, what's the Hanafi position? I don't know what's the whole issue about it. Totally fine. What's wrong with the woman wearing a coat? Is it true that if you want to fast on Friday, then you have to fast? No, that is not true. There's an ikhtilaf from some scholars. Some scholars say no. Hanafis and Malikis are okay with it. That fasting, as long as you do not fast on a Friday, believing that there's special reward on Fridays that you don't get on the other days. Is it true that if you want to, yes, Friday is like a mini Eid for us. Yeah, Friday is nice. It's a nice kind of experience. I think Fridays. You guys like the lights? Yeah, these lights in the background. See, the more closer I get to the camera, yeah, the more blurred out it gets. Looks nicer, doesn't it? See, those are camera tricks. These are. I'm giving you all my secret camera tricks. Yeah, thumbnails look better than the vlogs. Yeah, so that's the thing. I was starting to realize there's like a key to the best vlogs, and one is you have to have a good thumbnail. Unfortunately, because people, they usually gauge content by thumbnail. Yeah, they judge a book by its cover. The thumbnails. What I do is, it takes a bit of time, but I do it on Canva. So if you got Canva, on Canva you can actually do it. Yeah, so you go on there and then you just choose backgrounds and you try to look at other people's thumbnails and you think you get ideas. Say I missed the first rakat in Dhuhr. Do I recite a surah when making up or just Surah Fatiha? Say I missed the first rakat in Dhuhr. Do I make a surah? So when you're making it up, you read surah and a Fatiha and a surah. Wa alaikum assalam. Ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. Oh, live chat is not on the screen. Oh, yes. Now it's on the screen. Let's change the background. The background is a bit boring background. Oh, there's a new one here. What's this new one? Oh, love hearts. Oh, yeah, because it's February, isn't it? Valentine's Day coming. Ah, right. Why they got love hearts all of a sudden? Let's see this one. Oh, clouds. Look at that. Love hearts and clouds as well. What's this one? Oh, love hearts there as well. Looks like some bacteria or something. Yeah, they got some funny ones. All right. So, anyway, let's get back to this then. What was your hardest topic in Hidayat al-Nahu? In Hidayat, I can't even remember studying Hidayat al-Nahu properly. I can make vague. And mashallah, our teacher in Hidayat al-Nahu was very good. He was like probably the best teacher I've ever seen in Nahu, like in explaining wise. He was an Egyptian called Sheikh Salah. He was an Egyptian called Sheikh Salah. He was from Azhar graduate. And he would explain Nahu so nice. Like literally, he would explain it in 10, 15 minutes, the whole lesson, and get everyone to repeat it. Solid. So I didn't really have a problem with Hidayat al-Nahu, to be honest. I think maybe, I don't know, what was probably one of the hardest things, the toughest things I actually found was like Tanazu al-Fi'lain. Tanazu al-Fi'lain. It's not really in the matan itself, it was in the Hashia. We studied it. Tanazu al-Fi'lain was a bit confusing in the beginning. If I saw a relative cheating online on their wife, what should I do? Nothing. Nothing. You should not expose anyone. Maybe, if the person obviously is doing it deliberately and he doesn't really bother about other people, then you should advise him, nasiha. Is it okay while Quran is being played in a country where they are always okay with this? If I'm trying to avoid it, the best way is held against me. No, inshallah, I should be fine, inshallah. Inshallah, I should be. I used to, in the past, I used to actually think, I used to say to myself that, if Quran is being played, everyone should be silent and people should not be. But now I've realized that there's a lot of barakah in just listening to Quran. And it's very difficult to listen to Quran and get other things done as well. But generally, if a person puts the Quran on themselves, they should not be talking about other things. They should be focusing on Quran. But if it's just in the background that you go into a shop or you go into some place and they've got Quran on, then you get on with your day, inshallah. And especially Muslim countries. Muslim countries, generally, they have the Quran playing. The Meng said this on his light upon it. Some said that the coat shouldn't be tight. What is your opinion on 27th Rajab holding some virtue? There is no authentic report about the 27th of Rajab. So there's no authentic report about it. I think some people just, like a lot of people who are inclined towards tasawwuf, they give this some sort of significance because maybe of their tariqah. Otherwise, from a hadith point of view, I can't find anything. I don't know if anyone else has got anything. I go by it, not okay to talk or have conversation while Quran is being. Yeah, that would be the best thing. Stick to that, inshallah. There's a lot of khair in there, inshallah. I recently heard that smiling at parents has a reward like Hajj. There's some narrations that indicate towards that. I don't know the authenticity of those narrations, but there's some narrations. Would doing something like Isra Mi'raj come from the 27th Rajab? Do we know for sure 27th? We don't know. I have no idea. And we have no authentic narration to say the 27th. And again, did the Sahaba sort of do this on the 27th of Rajab? No, they didn't do it. There's no authentic narration they did it. It's in the matan, yeah? Yeah, it's in the matan, isn't it? Oh, yeah. My teacher had to explain it to me like 5-6 times in a row, yeah. I remember. Our teacher explained it quite well, but I was still a bit confused because our lessons were all in Arabic. The teacher spoke in Arabic and the book was in Arabic, so sometimes I used to get like a bit of confusion. I used to understand like 80% of the lesson, and then later on I had to find out what the rest of the 20% was. My teacher, is it true animals don't go to Jannah? So we don't have any authentic narrations to say animals will go to Jannah. Yeah, and there's authentic narrations to say that animals will be resurrected and turned into dust. Some narrations seem to say that certain animals may go Jannah. Yeah, but we don't really have anything authentic to support. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Right? Maybe there'll be a different type of Jannah for them. Allah knows best. So what we have to understand is, look, the main creature that Allah has created, which will be held accountable on the Day of Judgment, are human beings and jinn. Those are the two for whom Jannah has been and Jahannam has been created. That's what we remember, inshallah. Walaikum assalam. AP, just a quick question regarding haram in Mecca. Some hotels allow you to read inside with jama'ah until what distance? So I think, so especially those hotels which are located around the Jabal Umar area, yeah, those kind of fancy hotels, I wouldn't see a problem in praying in them. Yeah, because the ruling of the haram is a very wide, vast area. And the concept of ittisalu sufuf in Mecca is a bit different from everywhere else. So I was having a discussion with someone else, And I said, look, because there's the ittisal is that everyone knows when you're there, everyone knows that you're connected with the jama'ah, and the whole area is like being extended. So therefore, I would say, as long as it's the nearby hotels, the hotels are on the periphery of the kind of the marble area, then I wouldn't see a problem with that. But a person should not deliberately do that. They should go into the masjid. This is only if a person, like, because sometimes it takes too long to get in. Otherwise, yeah. So non-Muslims ask if Islam is the true religion, then does that mean they don't go Jannah? What to say to that? What I would suggest, my brother Hasib, is get in contact with IERA. They would give you the best ways to argue with them. I actually had a da'wah course I did in Aston University. I was telling you about this last week. And some people asked some very hot topic questions. And this was my answer generally, that look, you can't learn a very difficult issue with a 2-minute answer, 5-minute answer. You need to understand background regarding. You need to understand. So when a non-Muslim asks a very controversial question, it's no point answering them. What you have to do is realize, why are they asking this question for? Where are they coming from? If a non-Muslim is asking you, will we go Jannah or not? And clearly we know if a person does not say La ilaha illallah, does not believe in Allah, how can that person be allowed into Jannah? They disbelieve in Allah, they do shirk, they do kufr. How can they be allowed into Jannah? So this is why this is our kind of understanding of this. Now, obviously, on the Day of Judgment, if Allah's mercy is overpowering, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can enter whoever He wants into Jannah. That's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we have to understand, when people ask these kind of questions in debating with non-Muslims, be very careful, I would say. Otherwise, you could get yourself into making them more distant from Islam. Fahmida, wa alaikum assalam, ahla wa sahla, wanted to ask if there's any halal way to take student loans. I heard some ulama were actually working on something trying to get some sort of a halal student loan. But I don't know the details of that. I haven't been in the loop with that. What I would suggest is, look, this is the general rule I give to people. If you can't make the money anywhere else, if you can't find the financial support anywhere else, as a last resort, then you can take it. Yeah, then you can take it. Is reciting Sadaqallah al-Azim after recitation something that established in the Quran? No, it's actually come later on. People came out with it later. So it's fine to say, totally fine. Do you recommend taking notes even for non-Arabic books? How would you recommend it's done? Write notes on the. So it depends. Yes, of course. If you're reading a book just for pleasure, don't make notes. You're just like chilling at like a magazine or something, then don't make notes. If you're reading a book in which you want to gain something from it, whether it's in Arabic or English or in Urdu or whatever language, or it's a book to do with Islam or just to do with general productivity or something beneficial, make notes. Make it your habit that you want to benefit from. At the end of this book, you want to go away with a page of important points you've taken away from this book. That's what you want to do. So what I would suggest is, every page at least make 1 or 2 important points, on each page of the book that you read. Try to find 1 or 2 important points and just mark them. That's it. Ignore all the rest and carry on. This will get you into the habit of being more alert when you're reading. So your reading is going to be more conscious reading rather than just passive reading. That's what I do. I mean, I go a bit extreme. I kind of like make lots of notes, right? So I kind of like rewrite the book again, summarize the whole book in my own words. So on my notepad or on my tablet, I'll be typing away, and I'll read and then type away. So whatever I understood from this passage, I'll put in my own words. That's for my own thing, that is. But not everyone has to do that. Did the Ash'ari say that a non-Muslim who never heard of Islam goes Jannah? So I remember my brother Abu Bakr, I do not answer Ilm al-Kalam questions because it's very, very problematic when there's people out there who have never even heard of these things. If I have heard that the shuyukh of the Haramain have bad tajweed since they do tajweed. And did Abu Hanifa say that one who never heard of Islam must go? Okay, the ISOC didn't say you was doing the da'wah course. I was in the uni at the time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Sharia compliant loans are Oh, coming in 2025, I saw another opinion that was just take the tuition loan and not the extra loan. Any recommended books, Ustad, whether Islamic or secular, or ones you found really useful? Yeah, definitely. I would first of all start off with a book that is going to improve your life. Get a piece of paper, get a pen, and write down problems in your life that you see that are stopping you from progressing. Like, for example, let's say you've got a problem with earning money. You're not saving enough money. Okay, write that down. You got a problem with, for example, I don't know, health, right? You're not really taking care of your health, eating bad habits. Write that down. When you write this down, then try to brainstorm. Okay, what books do I need for this? And then you go online, and then you just type in, look, what would be the best books for a person who wants to make most of the day? Yeah, a person who wants to have another, side income. That's how you're gonna. Do not read books. Look, this is my advice. Do not read books that other people read because they read it. That doesn't make sense. So if I read a particular book, it doesn't mean you should read that book as well. Read books. Yeah, read books which are considered to be important for you, beneficial for you out there. Yeah, so read books that are beneficial for you. Otherwise, what happens is that you're just going to end up just reading a whole list of books that Sheikh so and so reads, or so, and it's not going to benefit you. You're just going to feel as though you've accomplished something, that you've copied a Sheikh. I don't know what you guys think of that, but that's my own personal sort of thing on this. Okay, in your opinion, which Arab country has the best Arabic Jamia? I do not know because I haven't really kind of studied at them, so I wouldn't be able to actually say. But generally, I've heard things like if you want to study in Saudi, then probably the Jami' Malik Saud in Riyadh is probably a good one. That's what I've heard from people there. It's better than Medina University. And I've heard a lot of good things about Yemen. I've heard a lot of good things about studying in Syria as well, if you can go there. Turkey is good as well. So I wouldn't be able to give you an answer because I haven't really studied over there, so I wouldn't be able to say. Are we allowed to clean shave during Ramadan? I will grow one, but only due to uni and work I'm doing. So the issue you're asking, brother, first of all, is that what is the ruling of clean shave? So the scholars have said about clean shave generally that it's not permissible to shave the beard. This scholars generally have said that it's not permissible. Now, shaving the beard in Ramadan has no impact on your fast, okay? It has no impact on your fast in and of itself. So that's something that's up to you, I would say. But generally, the scholars generally say that shaving is not permissible. Next, let's just check this one. How can we know that Allah accepts du'as, and what is the perfect way to make a du'a? I would say this. How do you know that Allah has accepted your du'a? The scholars say this. The way you know Allah has accepted du'a, first of all, your du'a comes true, of course. Yeah, so you asked for a Ferrari and you got the Ferrari. Okay, du'as come true. Or the other thing is that du'a has now enabled you to start becoming a better person. If you may have made a dua, and after you made that dua, the next day or the day after or the week after, you start seeing your life change, you're becoming a better person. Take that as a sign, inshallah, that your dua is on the way to being accepted. Yeah, this is something that I mean, I've seen this myself as well. And sometimes you see good things, right? So, sometimes you might make a dua for something, and you see a dream or something, and something happens. Like, mashallah, so I see my teachers in my dream, and I know, right, today's gonna be a good day. I actually saw my teachers in my dream yesterday, and one of them passed away, is Shaheed. And I knew, okay, today is going to be a good day. Yeah. So sometimes it's just like that. It's like Allah gives you different signs. The perfect way to make a dua, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, is that you start off your dua, you raise your hands, you start off your dua with praising Allah, and then you send salutation to the Prophet ﷺ, and then after that you ask for whatever you want. And then you finish off with sending salutation to the Prophet ﷺ. So you praise Allah, Ya Allah, you are the greatest, Ya Allah, you are the Khaliq, Ya Allah, you have bestowed upon us ni'mah. That's praising Allah. And then salutation to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. And then after that you make your dua, and then you finish off with Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. That's considered to be the adab of dua. That's if you got time, that is, obviously. Can you share some inside info on Mufti Mu'adh Chati's new book, Madkhal? I haven't seen it, But if it is according to his course, I would definitely recommend students to do his course. Contact him about his course. I don't know how much the course is. I think it's maybe £100 or something. But his course on Usul Hadith is very good, I would say. I personally, he gave me access to it. I benefit a lot from it. So I would definitely encourage it. And if it's based upon that course, then it's a very good book. Yeah. So, honestly, he does a very thorough job. Mashallah, he's a very competent teacher. Knows his stuff very well. Is this live stream considered to be a valid excuse to miss congregation because it's fiqh gathering? Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? Allahu A'lam. You lead that to your heart, I would say. But the fuqaha have said that if there is a fiqh gathering, it's a shame there's no jami'as for Hanafi fiqh in Saudi. Yeah, they are actually. I heard they are in Ahsa, in a place called Ahsa. I don't think there's like a jamia for it, but there's like studies. I think maybe you can study with Allahu A'lam. But in Ahsa, there's apparently a lot of Hanafis there. Like old Hanafis Saudi Hanafis that have been there for a very long time. Abdullah wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan. My brother from Turkey, ahlan wa sahlan, welcome. Have you noticed on my videos now, not these ones, but on my other videos, there's actually subtitles for Turkish, for Spanish, for French. So what I've been doing, I've been trying to test it out, see who's benefiting from the subtitles, inshallah. I don't think the subtitles are 100% accurate. There's like a lot of errors in there. Is it true that at the time of iftar and suhoor, if one is watching TV football, the angels leave and not listen to du'as? I don't know. I haven't heard that. Is there a specific virtue of Shab Miraj? Obviously, the Prophet ﷺ went on Miraj, but there's no specific virtue of you doing anything and getting some special reward for it. What about Salat al-Qiyam? If you can elaborate on that question, what do you mean by Salat al-Qiyam? Is there any dalil at all for kissing the thumbs in adhan? So there are. Ibn Abidin says there's a narration from Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu that he would kiss his thumbs. It's a weak narration, but he says that he would kiss his thumbs and then his eyes. So some say that that's enough. Otherwise, others say no. Others disagree on this. That this is a weak narration. It's not taken. So that's where there's like this ikhtilaf. You generally see our Brailwi brothers in the adhan time kissing their thumbs. So it's like one of those differing issues that's not based upon a solid evidence. Ya Allah. Yeah, so mashallah, this week I made videos. Let me know as well, the videos that I'm making. Have you seen the new sort of like layout and format I've got of them? In Quduri ones, I've got like this green screen image of myself. Like I'm right at the front and the screen is behind me. Let me know which one do you guys think is actually good, because I want to keep it consistent. So I'm testing it out at the moment, but I want to know, because you guys are my people. You guys are the ones that tell me how to improve things, and I listen to you guys. We are not allowed to use very weak hadith. That's right. Wa alaikum assalam. Asir Ali, ahla wa sahlan, ahla wa sahlan. My brother from America, Kaif, yeah, New Jersey. Is it compulsory for the imam to make dua after the Farad Salah? No, it's not compulsory. And is it wrong to say that mutawatir is a type of sahih? That's what some of the scholars say. They consider it like as in they mean it to mean sahih in the sense, like they say basically that if a hadith is found, Imam Ibn Hajar says, if a hadith is found in Bukhari and Muslim, then he classes it as being mutawatir. He classes it as being well accepted by everyone, therefore it's almost in the hukm of mutawatir. Have you got the fence panels up yet? No, I haven't, because officially it's actually my next door neighbor's fence. Yeah, because those panels have become very damaged. So I'm actually waiting for him to decide what he's going to do. Sab theek hai bhai, ahlan wa sahlan, mashallah. Have you been voting for Imran Khan? Sahih li ghayrihi. No, not sahih li ghayrihi. Are you still teaching usul online? Not live. I'm not teaching any usul live. I'm teaching Hidayah live on Wednesdays at 10:30, but not usul live. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should teach balagha again, right? Maybe balagha. I would like to teach all these things live, but unfortunately, because of my time restraints, I'm really kind of restricted. My full day is like just packed with things I have to do. Then I've got talks coming up, and I've got a course coming up on the 2nd of March. I got my Seerah course, guys. Yeah, make sure you guys check out my Seerah course. It's coming up. Seerah course coming up, and then I've also got a few talks I'm doing in masjids, and so for that I'm doing a lot of reading for the Seerah course. And then I got a lot of marking to finish off as well. So a lot of student marking. I thought of a good. So the usul, I've got pre-recorded usul now. So the ones I recorded in the past are pre-recorded. If someone wants to purchase them, they can purchase them. I thought of a good response. If someone tries to say, we got a sahih hadith for our ruling, we can say, we got umul. MashaAllah. Are you a fan of elections? No, I'm not a fan of elections, but it's very interesting to see what's happening in Pakistan, because I studied there for 9 years. I was there 9 years. And apparently, this is the first time ever that the turnout for elections has been so high. And protests and these kind of things, they always do that. But I don't know what's going to happen now, if the results are going to be rigged or what. Allah knows best. Just hope for khair for the country, whatever the outcome is. We make dua that Allah gives khair to the Muslims. Do you have Mukhtarat lessons? Mukhtarat? No. I don't have Mukhtarat lessons. I teach someone Mukhtarat. Mukhtarat is a bit interesting because it's a very good book. I would definitely encourage. I mean, maybe after I finish Malfaluti, maybe I can do Mukhtarat. Well, I haven't really kind of continued Malfaluti, but once I finish Malfaluti, maybe I can do Mukhtarat. Mukhtarat is a mixture of various types of texts, various genres and difficulty levels. Yeah, so it's one of those kind of things. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go off Instagram now. Instagram people, if you guys want to continue, come on to YouTube, Roots of Knowledge. Battery, my phone battery is about to die, so I gotta. Yeah, so that's basically what I've been doing, and I mean I've been spending a bit of extra time on making the vlogs as well. Yeah, so so we'll see inshallah what happens. Hopefully in the future I do want to make all my videos, all different lessons, different types of lessons. Inshallah. I just make dua Allah puts barakah in my time. Do you remember any elections when you were over in Pakistan? I don't really remember any elections then. I don't remember. But all I remember is it was like every other week there was like demonstrations. There was the Rangers had to come in. It was quite hectic when I was there. Ustad, you mentioned many like really sometimes like Shia julus, and they call it julus, like a procession, and they were going out, and then some people would like attack mosques, and then some people would attack Shia places of worship. So it was like really kind of strange when I was there. But I spent most of my time studying, obviously, without the distractions. What, Ustad, you mentioned many interesting topics you would like to teach live online. Are any of these in the pipeline for the near future at all? Not at the moment. Haven't really planned it at the moment. I just need time to make dua. I just get some barakah in my time, and I would like to teach, inshallah. What is your favorite topic to study? My favorite topic to study is at the moment is Seerah. How do you use our understanding of tawakkul and rizq to answer practical questions like on what you should do? Like, for example, if you know rizq is guaranteed, should you quit your job? Or is quitting a sign of ungratefulness? What do you? So when it comes to the idea of reliance in Allah, if you were to live your life in a manner in which you cut yourself off from every asbab, every means of life, right, and you just directly had trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yeah, then things would come to you. You would naturally have things coming to you without you even sort of having to do much. Right? That's what the Prophet said. لو توكلتم على الله حق توكله لرزقكم كما يرزق الطير. Allah would sustain you if you had trust in Allah, like a bird is sustained, goes out and comes back. But the key thing is this: that does not mean that tawakkul means you sit back. No, tawakkul means you do as much as you can and then you leave the rest to Allah. So this is not tawakkul if you're not going to leave your house. You're just going to sit down and just say, I'm not going to do nothing. This is, takasul, laziness. This is, or tawakkul, like they say. So the whole concept of tawakkul has to be understood properly. Tawakkul really means that your trust in Allah is so much that you know Allah is going to take care of everything. All you have to do is a little bit. You just have to do your job. A lot of people, they misunderstand the concept of tawakkul. They think tawakkul means do not do anything. Everything's written down for you is going to come to you. No, the things that are written down for you and everything is based upon what you're going to do. That's based upon that as well. Yeah, so all the decisions you're going to make, Allah already knows those. So your qadr, the qadr that Allah has designed for you, taqdeer, the measurement, is precisely in line with your specific lifestyle. Again, this is like a very complex sort of like topic. That's why it's not really easy to be able to explain it in a few minutes. It requires, I would say this, it requires experience in life. You generally start realizing tawakkul when you're going through hardships in life, difficulty. That's when your tawakkul becomes stronger. Have you read Ibn Taymiyyah's book on lifting the blame from the Imams? Yes. I think it's very good. I always give it to students to read certain chapters of it. Yeah. So he mentions about 13 different reasons for why there's ikhtilafs between the Imams. Very good. I would recommend it. Ibn Taymiyyah's Rahman's books, I would definitely recommend some of his books. Right. For example, like I definitely recommend Iqtida Sirat Mustaqim. If you can read that, very good. Read it. Really beneficial. And this book of his Raful Malam and Intal Al-A'lam, very good book as well. And a third book of his would be An-Nubuwat. Yeah, these are three books I benefit a lot from. Is it permissible to pray our witr salah before the sunnah after Isha? Is it permissible to pray our witr salah before the sunnah after Isha? Technically, no. But if you have prayed your witr, as in your witr will be counted. But it's just that whatever you pray after the witr won't be counted as sunnah, it'll be counted as nafil. LGHT Sheikh, how we do this, and how do we apply this decision to make in practical situations? Yeah, so that's tawakkul, isn't it? So that was basically the issue. That you're not supposed to analyze tawakkul in the sense, the theory of tawakkul. The idea is supposed to live tawakkul. So it's just tie the camel. That's it. You do whatever you can, and then you let the rest you leave to Allah. You go for work in the morning, you sell your vegetables and fruit, you come back home, and then you leave it to Allah. Right? You don't say things like, "Oh, you know what? Let me go work more. Let me go work more. Let me go work more. Let me go work more." Yeah, because that will burn you out, and that will kind of destroy your relationship with your friends and family as well, because you're overworking yourself. Ustad, as a result of my beard growing more, I am more conscious of people's perception of Islam as a result of my actions. As a result, I try to articulate myself, carry myself best way, go gym, just being the best I can. Question, is this okay? 100% very good. My question is that this okay? I worry as I think to myself, I'm doing this for no, you're doing good. 100. Then look, if a policeman is is wearing a police uniform, what does that mean? He's going to be more aware, isn't he? He's going to be more aware of what he does because he's wearing this uniform. He represents. The idea is you're a Muslim. You should remember that you're a Muslim and that you represent Allah and His Prophet ﷺ. So if this is going to make you more conscious of yourself, then definitely 100%. What is a class layout like for mixed gender classes in madrasas? Is there a form of barrier? Yes, usually there's a form of barrier. So they might have like a curtain in between, or they might have a wall in between, or sometimes you might have two classrooms that are linked together, yeah, through like a camera or something. So the teacher, they can see ladies can see the teacher and hear, and then they can speak through like a microphone system connected to the wall. So that's what Sufa Institute has. Sufa has classrooms that are separate and they're remotely linked together. Or they have like a one room and they'll have like a barrier in between. But does that mean that a person can get their life in any direction for occupation, assuming not haram, and they will get their rizq? Of course. So if there's a guy who is sitting on the beach, he will get. But then if that's his whole life, most likely he's gonna get what he's gonna the choices he's made. So if he's made the choices that he's just gonna stay on the desert, that means the choices of rizq that he's gonna get are going to be the choices that Allah has designed for someone sitting on a desert. Yeah. And he won't get the same choices. He won't get the same taqdeer of the rizq of a person who's obviously working. Does that make sense? So yeah, of course you'll get that rizq, but you're thinking to yourself, if there's a guy who is going to earn $100,000 a year, and he just gives up his job, sits on a beach, he's still going to get $100,000. No. He's getting the 100,000 because he's doing all that work. So the taqdeer that has been designed for him is going to get him those options. Yeah. Maybe there's another guy who's also doing the same job, but he's getting 200,000. Or maybe there's a third guy, he's only getting 20,000 a year. Yeah. So it's not something which is like a ubiquitous. It's not like something which is across the board. Everyone gets the same according to what work you do. No, it differs. There could be 100 people working in the same job around the world, but everyone's getting a different. And remember, sustenance is not what you earn. Sustenance is what you consume. That's your sustenance. That is what you've taken in. As well. I mean, it is what you earn as well, but it's more like obviously what you kind of take. So you basically have to pray your sunan before witr. Yes, but then how would you optimize decision making there for occupations? Is there so that's the thing. We don't know Allah's qadr. We have no idea. You could have in a family. There's a father who is a doctor working hard. He studied 10 years of his life in medicine, and then he's now training, and now he's like in his 50s and 60s. He's a consultant to making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year, and his son is making more than him simply playing computer game. We have no idea how qadr works. That's the thing. That's why when it comes to qadr and rizq, you have to apply sabr. Sabr is very important. So when people ask, if I don't do anything, am I going to get whatever Allah's written down for me? He goes, yes. But then the question would be, what is Allah going to give you? Do you know what Allah's going to give you? Do you know? If you say at home all day, do you know what Allah's going to give you? I don't know that. Isn't He going to give me something that I was supposed to get if I was to go to work and be a doctor? Not necessarily. So Allah, if you sat at home, and even if someone brought food to your house every day because they felt sorry for you, that is your rizq coming to you. But that's because that was the rizq designed for that specific situation. So if you look at the Prophet ﷺ, Sahaba, they worked, they earned, they did whatever they could, and that's how they practiced. So you basically have to pray. Is it compulsory to sleep with your wife when you've gotten married, or can we have separate beds? Yes, you can have separate beds. Inshallah, when you get married, you can have separate beds. Okay, guys, I am going to finish it there. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, watching. Make sure you leave feedback, guys. Watch my vlogs. Leave feedback, as in constructive feedback, as in what kind of things would you like to see in there? What kind of things are you not interested in? That don't feel as though I'm going to be upset. Don't feel as though he's going to feel offended in any way. No, inshallah, I won't feel offended. Maybe this is for my Islah as well. But I seriously, honestly, when I make the videos, I always think to myself, I wish I had known this before. I wish someone had told me 100 videos ago that why can't you do this? And I could have done it. But at the moment, with all the resources I've got, I want to see what I can do, inshallah. Is ilm a form of rizq? Yes, ilm is a form of rizq as well. Ilm, rizq. Yeah. So rizq, they say, is there's a big topic, like a broad spectrum of rizq. And generally, when we talk about rizq, we're talking about the consumable rizq, the physical, tangible rizq. Jazakallah khair. You're welcome, my brother Ama. Yes, please, Ama. Mus'ab wa alaykum assalam. Ameen. Ahlan wa sahlan. Abu Bakr wa alaykum assalam. If one is bleeding from their leg, is wudu still valid? If the blood is moving, yeah, and they have to keep stopping it, then the wudu breaks. Yeah, the blood is moving, wudu breaks. Wudu only invalid if it's from some place where wudu is done. No, any part of the body, any part of the body. What makes you so open to constructive feedback? Everyone reacts differently to it. I don't know. I think that's probably the nature of the field that I'm in. I need criticism. Yeah, criticism is a very good thing. If you, I've seen this with age, you begin to sort of become more acceptable to criticism. Some people find it very offensive. They find it like they get put off when someone kind of like someone comes to a sheikh and says, "Sheikh, your talk is really good, but I didn't like this part you said." Right, and the sheikh kind of like gets a bit offended, or maybe I was like that when I was younger. But I think now I'm trying to realize that I need that criticism to improve myself. I wish I had, like I said in it, sometimes someone watches one of my videos and like I'm on video, I don't know, 150, and they're like watching video 40 and they say, "Oh, Ustad, can you do this in your videos?" I'm thinking, why didn't he tell me this before? Like, why didn't someone tell me this when I was making it then, so I could have improved it? But chalo qadar of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So yeah, so I think criticism, generally get yourself used to criticism, guys, but make sure obviously people don't sort of like, they don't really kind of insult you. Insulting, obviously, you don't take insults. People that are doing criticism for no reason. You want constructive criticism. You want people to tell you, look, please, can you tell me? And this is, as a Muslim, this Umar radiallahu anhu used to say this to people. I'm a leader of the Muslims. Please tell me the faults I've got so I can improve them. Get used to that, inshallah. It's going to take time. It's not easy for some people. I know it's very hard to take criticism. It's like, biting the bullet, or it's like drinking bitter poison. It's very hard, but that's the thing. It kind of improves a person, inshallah. All right, guys, take care, inshallah, and I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.